Good day, everyone. This is Jessime A. Mazo, and I am here today to discuss to you about the four different concepts. These four concepts includes the concept of race, ethnicity, minority, and the majority groups, and how these four concepts differ from one another. To start my discussion, let me first discuss the concept of race and the concept of ethnicity. To begin with, let me ask you a question. So, what comes up into your mind when you hear the word race? Or what word, phrases, or even a sentence that you will describe to race? So, probably most of us will view race as a category of religion, nationality, or the color of our skin. So, to grab that, I will give you some information about the concept of race. According to sociologists, they defined race as a socially defined category based on real or perceived biological differences between groups of people, which it refers to the differences of physical characteristics of a man that the society considers significant. These physical characteristics includes the color of our skin, the texture of our hair, the shape of our eyes and our nose, and the number of our height. Therefore, it includes all the physical characteristics that can be seen through our two naked eyes. However, there are some social science organizations that rejected and released an official statement about the biological definition of race because, according to them, race is just only a social construction. It was just only developed in order to label and provide a source of identity to the early people, and it is often changed through the years. There are few races but a billion of ethnic groups. Example of races are African American, which are called as black people. The Asian people are called as the yellow people. The American Indian, called as Alaska Native. And the last one is the Native Hawaiian, called as the Pacific Islander. The second concept is ethnicity. The term ethnicity is often used to categorize groups of people based on their cultural expression and identification. It refers to the shared commonality such as nationality, tribal, religious, linguistic, or cultural origin, which it can be said that ethnicity can be studied and learned. Unlike race, it is innate. Moreover, ethnicity can be developed through the years, and it makes the people to stay connected to each other. It is because ethnicity serves as a group identity among certain groups of people. So example of ethnic groups are the Arabs people. These Arabs people includes the people in the country of Saudi Arabia, Algeria, Syria, and Iraq. So the Arabs people are mostly Muslims. Then the second one is the Jewish. This Jewish includes the Israelites and the Hebrews. In the Philippines, there are a lot of ethnic groups, but I will give you three of it.
The Aita, Lumad, and Igorot.
The third concept is the minority groups. So the term minority, it is a category of people whose physical features or cultural characteristics are different from the traits of the dominant group, which it resulted into unequal treatment. The minority groups are also called as the subordinate groups. These groups of people have less power or control over their lives. These people often experience less opportunities about the different aspects of life. It includes the access of education, religion, wealth, and health. There are five characteristics that distinguish minority groups. The first one is the unequal treatment or less control over their lives. The second one is the physical characteristics or cultural identifying features. The third one, compulsory group membership. The fourth one is the aversion to subordination. And the last one is the high marriage rate in the group. Numerical or the number of population of the group is not the basis in the minority groups, but it is the influence of being socially alive or being active. The only social differences between the minority group and the majority groups are the stratification. Stratification refers to the inequality to the certain place. So, a certain place is being layered or being divided into how many levels, which the minority group is in the lower. So, they are being treated badly. So example of minority groups are the LGBT community and the person with disabilities. So in the LGBT community, they are being degraded by other people because of their sex or gender preference. Then the second one is the person with disability. So these are the people who have disability in their life. So because of being incapable of doing something, they are being neglected or have less important in the society. The last concept is the majority groups. Majority groups are also called as the dominant groups. These groups of people hold the most power in a given society. These groups of people traditionally experience most of the access to the resources. Their actions and behavior are often harmful to the minority groups. Moreover, the majority groups or the dominant groups have a greater power and higher social status than the minority groups. Also, most of them enjoy the privilege in their places.
How do these four concepts differ from one another? In terms of race and ethnicity, race refers to one unit structure related with biological variations of the mankind, while ethnicity, it refers to a social group that has a common national or cultural tradition. Race is unitary in character, while ethnicity is not unitary in character. The difference between majority and the minority groups. The majority, real or imagined groups of people affecting individual, while minority, it is the attempt to influence other people. Majority groups are trying to maintain the status quo or the balance in their community and trying to resist change. While the minority groups, these are the groups of people who generate social conflicts with mainstream ideas and challenge the norm of the dominant group. Thank you for listening. More power and God bless.